Hello everyone, welcome to Unicorn Light Tarot. Sincerely hope everybody is doing amazingly well today. If you are brand new here and this is the first time you've ever clicked onto a video, welcome. And for those of you who have either just subscribed or are returning and you've been with me for a while, welcome also, welcome one and all. Today we are doing what messages are meant to find you, what you need to know right now. We're doing an energy check-in with your guides just to see exactly what you need in this moment. So hopefully if you've clicked on this beautiful video, you will get exactly what you need. So as always, we have three piles. Our first pile is Archangel Uriel. We'll get into the rest of it later. And our second pile says choices on the top, and it has the number 4, 2. And our third pile has Archangel Gabriel here. So there's a myriad of different reasons why you would choose it. The look, the feel, the number, the angel, the message, whatever it is. Always listen to your gut. And of course, if one of these piles don't resonate, you're always welcome to check in with another pile. There's usually a message for you at some point, somewhere. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Hold for a second and release. The more aligned you are with your own soul, the more these resonate, the more these messages resonate. If you need to go ahead and pause the video and get back to you, go be you, do what you need to do. The timestamps, as always, are listed down below. All right, let's get into these readings. And if you chose pile 1, then you chose Archangel Uriel. The number 38 is at the top. And at the bottom it says, become a peace ambassador. So that's your first message there. We're just going to leave it and see what else comes up for you. And again, we are doing what messages are meant to find you, what you need to know right now, what your guides want to tell you right now. So let's get right into your oracle cards, and then we'll move into more oracle, and of course tarot will come into it. So let's see. Hawk, the hawk, omens and messages, and number 11 here, and find your bliss. I am following a path I love. I am fully aligned to my soul purpose. So your first message here, pile 1, is to remind yourself to come back to yourself, come back to your bliss, come back to who you are. And it's, you know, with everything that's going on, and particularly now, but, you know, in life in general, this doesn't really change. You know, we definitely forget that we create our own reality, and sometimes when things are going on, we get to choose the energy that comes in, and we get to have boundaries, and we get to say, I'm not picking that up anymore, I'm not doing that anymore, I'm going to turn off my phone, I'm not going to do that. So you're being asked to find some moments where you can just return to you, because there are messages coming in for you, because there is guidance coming in for you too. Some of you may be seeing synchronistic numbers coming in, or having dreams that are telling you something. Some of you have actually asked for some guidance, and you are looking for it. You're looking for your next step. And of course, when this happens, it usually happens out of nowhere when we're doing something, but when we're living in our joy, when we're grounded in our own sense of beauty, and when we have this clear, free mind, and we're not pushing anything, that's usually when things come. But really what's coming in is that you're being asked to return to you, being asked to come into a center of self. And if that means, again, having boundaries, saying, I don't want to get involved in this, or this isn't my fight, or I'm not doing this, or there's a way of seeing everything from everybody else's point of view without giving or lending your energy to others. So there's a way of sort of having that dichotomy where you can just sort of, you can have those boundaries, but at the same time go, okay, that's your point of view, I totally respect that. but not take on anything. So it's a matter of just coming back to your own sense of self and your own rational thinking. But there's a reason why, again, there's messages coming in, there's omens coming in. You've asked for something, you've asked for some guidance, and your guides are trying to get in touch with you. So in order for that to happen, just free your mind, go do something a little bit silly, and also, watch something silly, not take yourself too seriously. If there's a bunch of things that you need to do, there's lots of different ways to see it. I get to do this. What is it? I saw a post recently that was really fun. Going to CVS's. I get to go to the local apothecary and get some beautiful potions. So there's a way in which to shift your thought process to make things more magical. You don't have to wait until magic comes into your life. You can make the magic happen now. In that magical process, some things will be revealed to you. Now let's see if we can actually get you a little bit more information about what will be revealed to you. So let's see what we have here for you, pile one. But yes, some of you have asked for some guidance on something, and it will be very different for each and every one of you, because of course these are general messages, but they could be very specific insofar as, do I move here? Do I do that? Or it could be like, what is my next step in general? So it feels as though your guides are trying to get in touch with you, but there's like some fluffiness in and around you. And sometimes it's difficult to get in touch. Indecision. Okay, so some of you are trying to make a decision. Now we've got 8 here. Let's see what else we have. And of course, when we turn that on its side, we have this beautiful never-ending, this bringing into this beautiful understanding that nothing ever ends, this infinity symbol. So some of you are trying to make some kind of decision, and it's some kind of decision about coming back to you, how you're coming back to yourself. And again, it could display itself in a very practical way in the world. I want to have a new career, or I have 2 different versions of my life depending on which job I take. Which one is more in line with me? For some of you, it's just a matter of a path to take, which way to go. But a lot of you, it's coming back to trusting yourself. And again, the way in which you trust yourself is you dumb down the external chatter and come back to you. None of that external chatter really means anything to you. Again, you're not being asked to take any of it on. You don't need to prove yourself or anything to anyone. And there's no external validation that's needed here. So it's just a matter of coming back to yourself and appreciation. Absolutely. So finding your bliss and appreciation. Now this could be just got a message just for some of you, maybe even just 1 or 2 of you, but there's something to do with working with teenagers or having teenagers, and having a little bit of a time out where you go off and sort of do what you need to do. Tell them that you're going off to do some shopping, but you're actually going to take in a movie. Do what you need to do and have some time. For some of you, you need to protect that time. It's okay for you to go and protect that time. Mommy's going off to do this, but actually she needs to do that. Whatever you need to do, absolutely appreciate yourself in that way. And also coming back to this idea of being a peace ambassador, there's a way of doing it without actually having to break up fights, without having to be physically involved in any of this. You're being asked to sort of work on stuff that's outside of yourself on a very peripheral level. Let everything just hang out. Let everything be. You're reminded that everything will just sort of float and end up the way that it's supposed to. It doesn't need to be guided by you. All you need to do is look after your own energy and come back to self. So for all those chatterheads out there, coming back to yourself and coming back to your own magic, putting your energy first, grounding into your first, second, and third chakras. Sometimes, with everything that's been going on, and we've been living in these situations, a lot of trauma is coming up too. Sometimes when we can get triggered, we come outside of our bodies, and we're not fully aligned with our own bodies, and we're not grounded into our own bodies, and we can feel very discombobulated very quickly. So do some grounding exercises. Come back into yourself. Come back into your first, second, and third chakra, and just do that deep breathing. Everything's going to be fine, and everything will be fine. But this is a way for you to come back to yourself. Come back to you, come back to the appreciation of you, come back to putting your energy first, come back to that joyful magic that is you. And we would say at this point, until this becomes secondary, anything that doesn't bring you joy, literally anything that doesn't bring you joy, don't worry about it. Don't do it. Now, if there's chores that you need to do, there's ways to make this a little bit different. I'm going to the dentist. Not everybody likes doing that, but I'm getting things done. I'm going to have a pretty smile, all of that stuff. Again, magical thinking, coming back into that magical thinking. You can absolutely do this. A lot of you are really creative, and you're brilliant at magical thinking. So you're being asked to bring that in for yourself. And in those silent moments, in those beautiful moments where you're coming back to self, there will be some guidance. There will be some guidance, and there will be some messages for you. Let's get you some tarot. On the bottom here is Death, which is a beautiful card here for you. There is something that's coming in for you that is sort of a brand new, and it is to do with decisions that you make, or the path that you choose, or the way in which you're deciding to live your life. So whatever you're doing here, you're making habitual. You're coming into the habit of putting yourself first, grounding into your own energy, not taking on anybody else's problems or philosophies. This is not for you to take on. And also coming back to this understanding of joy. So this is a brand new way of being in the world. Now, there's elements of your life where you've done this and you've loved it, but this is a matter of integrating this, and also coming back to really listening to your inner dialogue and your inner compass, because your inner compass is ready to choose something. You're definitely ready to choose something. And for some of it, it could be seemingly a small choice that you're making, and some of it's a bigger choice. But the answer is waiting for you. You just have to be in line with your own beauty to find it. And your guides are right there with you. Let's see what we have. Yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles here. And with indecision, yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's moving forward in a way, a solidified way. And the Two of Cups. Now, for some of you, it could be about moving forward with a love, or somebody that you love, a significant other, making it a little bit more official. For some of you, it's choosing something that you love, but it's something that will bring you happiness. For some of you, it's moving into what you want to do for a living, stepping up, stepping into your role of what you want to do, stepping onto your path and saying, I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this full time, I'm going to make this work for me. But this is a way for you to move forward with integrity. This is a way for you to absolutely to take advantage of the energy out there. There's sort of live or die kind of moment. It's now or never, and there's no particular reason why it needs to be now. But again, there's no reason why it shouldn't be now. There's a fire in your belly, and you want to listen to it. So whatever you choose, it will be the right thing for you. You're not out on the limb here by any stretch of the imagination. And we want to remind you, your guides want to remind you, that everything that you've been through has led you to this moment. So for those of you who feels as though they're out on the limb and they're just about to sort of like jump off that cliff, but they really don't know the next step, that's not true. You've got this. You've absolutely got it. And remember, baby steps. It's all about the intention, bringing your energy back to you. It's really important that you bring your energy back to you. And remember the love that you have in your heart. We want to remind you too that when you drop down into your heart center, that always clicks right into your intuition and tells you which direction to go in. And sometimes it's just a matter of choosing a direction, and then the rest of it steps in. Some of you are getting your knickers in a twist, as it were, as we say at home, a little bit about getting all of your ducks in a row before you move forward. And you're just being asked to embrace the energy of change, embracing the energy of something new coming in. And with that energy coming in, the baby steps will reveal themselves to you. But you're ready to do this. this. So the main thing here for you is that abundance is on its way. And just to remind you to be in the moment, be in that joyful moment, trust that everything's working out the way that you should. Come back to yourself. Don't focus on the indecision necessarily. Don't focus on which way should I go. Focus on the fact that you've absolutely got this. And no matter what you choose, we want to remind you that, especially now, in the last year, people have become really obsessed with just choosing one way or another. If you choose one way, then you're wrong, or this, that, and the other. And we want to remind you that you're a sovereign being. Whatever you choose will be right for you. There's no right or wrong. You're going to land on your feet no matter what. You're going to do what's right for you. So if you're in that headspace, if you choose one thing, then you're putting something out in the dust and it's not going to work out for you, and you're worried about not choosing the right thing for you. That's impossible. You're going to choose the right thing for you. And, moving in one direction will lead you to something else. You literally cannot go wrong. So don't get bogged down with, I have to choose this, which means that, I may not be choosing right. You are going to choose right. And for those of you who just need to come back to center, remember, ground into your own energy. For some of you, your energy's been scattered, so you need to come back in, ground into your own energy, and pull your energy back in to your own body. Let people be themselves. Let people do what they want to do. That's not your concern. Come back to you. Come back to that joyful moment. And there's a way for you just to say, I'm done with all of this. Again, I'm going to go out to the cinema. I'm going to lie about it. And I'm going to tell everybody that I'm doing X, Y, and Z. But I need to go see Candyman right now. I need to do this on my own. Whatever you need to do. Obviously, that's what I want to do. But that's what you need to do. You need to do whatever is right for you and just not worry about it. So these are little messages for you. Let's go ahead and choose a unicorn last message for you. We've also got a starseed message for you too. But we want to remind you to come back to trusting yourself. There's been a little bit of, distrust with yourself, this, that, and the other. And that's just the way people are treating each other right now, one way or another. That's fine. Everybody's doing the best that they can. But come back to self. Trust yourself again. Again, whatever you choose is going to be right for you. Invisibility. Take off your cloak of invisibility and let your light shine. So this is very much about, again, putting your energy first, knowing that all of this is going to work out. There's one thing that we can give you here in this reading. It's all going to work out. You will choose what's right for you. Just allow in some time for yourself so your guides can come in and support you. Drop down into your heart. That's, sometimes the mind goes crazy because the mind has a very specific way that it works. It looks for evidence. There's nothing wrong with that. But it looks for evidence to support all sorts of different things. It can go off in all sorts of different directions. Come down into your heart center. Your heart center never lies. So you are absolutely on the verge of something that's going to shift and change for you, and it's all going to be for the better. For some of you it's career, for some of you it's love. But again, come back to yourself. Take the evening off. Do what you need to do. Go have that bubble bath and put some rosebuds in there, whatever you want to do, some Himalayan sea salts, and just turn up the music, or go outside and scream to the trees. However it is that you relax, it's all up to you. You choose whatever works for you. Maybe you want to do all three and then go see Candyman. That's all good too. So here you go. Coming back to love. Love. Live your truth and share the love that's in your soul. So that's the other message for you. No matter what, come back to love. Whatever else is going on out there, it really doesn't matter. Come back to love. Love never lies. It just comes back to it. It will come, it'll help you come back to you. It'll help you ground into your own energy, and the rest of it be damned. It really doesn't matter. Love is all there is. If people are obsessed with being right or wrong or this, that, and the other, let them. Again, it's their right to do that. You come back to love. While everybody's trying to be right, you come back to love. And that's where you're going to find that beautiful center. That's where you're going to find those answers, those baby steps forwards from moving and getting that joy and integrating that magic into your life full time. So those are that's your little energy check-in that we have for you, Pile 1. We're sending you so much love and support and beauty for exactly where you are right now. Go be you. Go do whatever you need to do, and bring that joy and beauty and love, and just release any of that extra crap that you just don't need. You don't need to hold on to it. It is not yours. It's absolutely not yours. You stay safe and sane, Pile 1, until we meet again. Take care. Bye-bye. Lovely Pile 2, if you chose number 4 and choices, there is another way. Ask your unicorn to help you find it. So that is your first message. And let's not forget, we are doing what messages are meant to find you right now. What do you need to know right now? We will be starting off, we started off with this. So obviously there's some kind of choice. We'll get into some more. We got some oracle cards here. We'll get into some more oracle, and of course we'll bring in tarot later. But we'll be concentrating on what you need to know right now. So you've got the novice, innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity, and number 5 here. You've got 5, 4 and 5, and then water elemental. I allow my body, mind and spirit to flow intuitively through the changes in life. Okay, so first of all, it feels as though the energy, it feels that you're being a little bit bombarded right now, Pile 2, with so many different energies. And it feels as though the energies that are bombarding you are sort of leaving you a little off kilter, and leaving you feeling as though you either haven't chosen right, or you're not doing something right, or it's lessening your self-confidence. Okay, so the first thing that we need to address here is the fact that you're sensitive, you're very sensitive, you're an empath, and that is beautiful. First of all, we're going to give you a big clap for that, because that's absolutely wonderful. Your emotionality here is coming in, and what it's doing is the emotionality is clicking in, and it's working with your practical mind that's saying, well, if you're over emotional, or if you're reacting like this, then maybe, maybe they are right, or maybe you're, maybe you don't have all the information, or this, that, and the other. And this is what happens with our practical mind too, sometimes when we're not as balanced, and we can't be balanced when we're bombarded with sort of the outside world. And I feel like a lot of people feel like that right now. Now, you can make another choice. So your choices here are very simple. Just like Pile 1, come back into yourself, come back into your own energy. And also for you, you have a little bit of a different energy, because it feels like for some of you, you're being a little bit bullied. So, standing your ground and saying, I have the right to do things the way that I want to do things, is absolutely one way that you could handle it, and you do. But also, we've talked about cutting cords. I talked about this too in my Instagram. If you're not following me there, you might want to. I'm actually posting a lot about different things, and coming into, as I'm gearing up for another book, a lot of these topics are coming in. But it's really about cutting cords with sort of things and people that just aren't resonating anymore. And the idea for you is cracking out of the old and into the new. Now, there's a way of cutting cords where you respect everybody, but you sort of remain neutral and come out of this. It's perfectly okay to do that. Now, for some of you, there's this underlying factor of always wanting to be the good person, always wanting to be the better person. And in many situations, you've been the better person. You're the one that's really stood for what's going on, been responsible for your own energy when people around you just weren't. And even when you wanted to make things better for situations where, or relationships where you tried to make things better, the other person didn't necessarily treat you that well. So when you're sticking up for yourself, sometimes it hasn't gone so well in the past. So as you're doing this now, you might feel a little bit nervous. So, this is about boundaries. You get to say what the boundaries are. If there's any cord cutting that needs to be done, it's okay for you to go ahead and do that. Again, like Pile 1, drop into your heart and do whatever you need to do. Rule of thumb is, if somebody treats you in one way and makes you feel as though you're lesser than, then that person needs to be able to do that to make themselves feel better. So we're not gonna say people are bad or anything like that. There's a million other channels. There's a million other ways for you to get that information. We don't do that here. There's no need for any judgment, but there is need for discernment. So you get to say, if I don't feel that great around you, if I don't feel my best person, if you're not seeing who I am, if you're not respecting where I come from, then I really don't need this energy around me. So you have the right to be able to do that. And it's really important right now because you're gearing up for something really big, pal, too. For you to feel good and confident around people, for you to feel as though this is where you need to be. Now, it's not somebody's right to build you up. That's for you to do. But it is, if you're in and around people that aren't respecting where you are at, or you're not feeling comfortable in and around you, that's energy letting you know that you've outgrown the situation. So there's no reason to keep going with it. How you choose to deal with it, cutting cords or just simply sort of, pulling on out, I'm done here, is completely up to you. But whatever you do, make sure you honor yourself and put your energy first. Absolutely put your energy first. So whatever situation's coming up for you, you'll know how to handle it. And there's a gracefulness to the way in which you handle things. You can handle things gracefully. And also the way in which people react to you when you start standing up for yourself is absolutely an indicator of where they are and how they treat you. Some people are, they treat you a certain way, and at the minute you have boundaries, they're like, they're not very nice and they're really attacking. That's an indication right there that, your relationship may not be that healthy. So look at that. But again, don't take our word for it. Always listen in with your own intuition. But there's something going on here where you feel as though you're being bombarded. And it's about really cleansing out your energy right now so you can come back to you, because you've got other things going on. So let's find out what that is. So, yeah, and the way in which you choose to handle this will be absolutely wonderful. Now, sometimes you choose to be kind of a little bit more dramatic in your head. I'm going to do this, and then you don't end up doing that. That's fine. Sometimes you got to role play it out in your head and just let it get real dramatic, so you can have that beautiful moment, But when it actually comes down to it, you're pretty calm, and it sort of flows out. That's great too. Whatever you need to do. So yeah, have a little talk to yourself in the kitchen, lay it all out, and then whatever you need to do. There's two different ways of holding on to this. And the most important thing is that you put your energy first. So yeah, so there's a calling for you to come into balance. And there's also a calling for you to really come into understanding your own sovereignty here. There's a calling for you to come back into your own belief in who you are. Now, for some of you, you did have a really firm belief of who you are, but it may have been based on a lot of different functions that were going on. And a lot of you are really redefining what you stand for and what you're doing. And a lot of you are remaining open, but also choosing what's right for you, which is absolutely wonderful. So you're renegotiating with the energy of balance. And for each of you, because this is obviously a general reading, that balance is going to look a little bit different to you, to the external world too. So, if you're looking after yourself and you're putting your energy first, and that's how you're balancing. If people are around you and they're being a little narcissistic, they're not going to see that as balancing because it's not going in their direction. But who gives a hoot? This is about you coming back to you. This is about you coming into your sovereignty. This is about you coming back into your self-confidence. But very specifically, Pal 2, this is about you coming back and trusting your choices. Again, trusting the choices that you make, trusting the life that you're building. For some of you, there's a little bit of this dichotomy where you when you choose something, you believe in the choice, and that's wonderful. But then there's a little bit of this, well, I've chosen one thing and I've committed to one thing. There's a million other things I could be doing. And there's this real spark in you. There's this real passionate, beautiful side to you that just it's not that you're afraid of commitment in any way, shape or form, but it's just when you choose something, you realize there's a whole bunch of other things that aren't being chosen. And you do wonder if, you're missing out on anything. And we just want to remind you, this really just comes back to how you used to be. And so far as that you were always trying to, a lot of you were like people pleasers. So when you chose something, you always needed to make sure that you were pleasing people so they could leave you alone. Sometimes, it was best to sort of choose in a way that didn't draw attention to yourself. So the way in which you chose was chose in your life, and you didn't necessarily make bad choices, but there were a lot of different factors that went into your choices before. Now you're making choices based on your sovereignty. So you don't need to look over your shoulders anymore. You don't need to please anyone anymore. It's not about fitting in. It's not about pleasing others or just pleasing others to the point where they leave you alone. You're not really a people pleaser per se. But there was a part of you in the past that wanted a little validation from the external, but you only wanted it so they would leave you alone. You didn't really care what people thought of you. So you're renegotiating your understanding of balance. Again, that's going to look different to the external world, but your version of balance is going to come back to you, making those choices that are based on you, making choices that put your sovereignty first, which is really, really important at this time. Let's get you some tarot, see if we can get, we've got the Fool here at the bottom, which is wonderful. So this sort of like seemingly carefree attitude, but also this carefree attitude that's come into this carefree attitude because they've been driven to the carefree attitude, if that makes any sense. They've had, you've lived a life in such a way that now the carefree is the only option left to do. And it's kind of wonderful in that way. Before, when you made decisions, you either made them on the fly, so you purposely couldn't get your mind involved, and then you went off and did them, or you overthought them. So this is the balance coming in and really choosing yourself and what it is that you want. And it's absolutely glorious. Now, this way of being in the world is definitely going to bring in some new energy coming in. It's feeling really good, and most of you should feel it already. Yes, the Magician, coming back to your own magic, and this sort of fearlessness, and also this sort of whimsy, this whimsical side to you, which has always been there, but bringing it back into fruition, really energizing it, and having that energize everything that you do, coming back into that balance. You've got Temperance coming into a version, and you've got the King of Cups. So you're tempering this beautiful water elemental energy that you have, this highly sensitive energy, with this understanding of, yeah, you know what, I am watery. You're owning it. I am wonderful when it comes to my emotions. Maybe I'm too much for you, but this is how I live my life. And it's brought me, because you have so much perception, it's brought me so much perception, and you're so deep. You're like the ocean. Sometimes you're a little bit deep because you feel like you're drowning, but you're coming at, this is the way you're tempering that with this Temperance card coming in. And before, there was this carefulness, again, this too carefulness, or just going for it. But this is something where you're actually listening to every cell of your body. You're listening to who you are. You're making no apologies for who you are, which is really good for you, because Pal 2, a lot of you dumbed down the emotionality. Some of you even repressed it. Some of you could have been quite frightened about how it came up and why it came up, and too many emotions coming up, didn't know how to deal with them. But they are your life force, and you're absolutely ready to integrate this. They are actually the key to the deepness that you are, and also this incredible intuition that gives you this sort of insight into absolutely everything. I just got this kind of really funny, not funny, haha, but very specific, there is actually a word for this, and I don't know what it is, but I'm sure one of you will know. Let me know in the comments below. When you hold an object, you can actually tell where it's come from. I mean, there's a level of your intuition that would know, because you see absolutely everything, and sometimes that's driven you absolutely insane. But this is the way that you can balance, temper it back, so it integrates in a way so it's starting to work for you. And part of that is owning it. Yeah, I'm really emotional. Yeah, I'm feeling this right now, and you know what, that's good. That's a great way to be, because I can feel, and feeling is good, right? So That is wonderful for you. Clicking back into your magic, you have a lot of magic, a lot of alchemical power that's coming back to changing one into the other, baseline into higher, but also this belief in yourself that comes back to, cleaning house. Again, cleaning house. And sometimes, cords don't need to be cut. Sometimes it's not a matter necessarily of being as, and it's not even traumatic, but sometimes it's not a matter of saying, all right, this isn't working for me, you're not working for me. Sometimes it's just a matter of standing in your own ground and claiming it, and whoever isn't in alignment with that energy really just falls away. So if you want an easier way, just step into your own energy. For some of you, feeling as though there's love coming in too, there's a counterpart coming in. Thank you. Sorry, that's the UPS guy outside, as you just heard. So, and what did we just say? There's there's energy coming in. There's a fella, there's male energy coming in. It doesn't necessarily mean gender male, but there's male energy coming in for you, for a counterpart coming in. And that's a wonderful thing for you. So this, really claiming and honing in on who you are and understanding who you are, and putting that first is going to bring in this energy a little bit sooner. That's so funny that that happened, because that's perfect timing too. So he probably thought we were absolutely crazy what we're doing here, but hey, a lot of people do think I'm crazy. So there is a moment of transformation coming in for you too, but it's a tempered transformation, and it's a really beautiful transformation. Before you've been, you've had this energy before where you've been transformed from the external, and it's been quite dramatic, and you've had to do it. This is tempered by you. This is enacted by you. This is all you doing this. And this is a wonderful way for you to be, because this is kind of brand new, where you're like, I get to say this, I get to do this, I'm standing for this, I really do have my reality down, I really am choosing for myself, I really get to do this. And also the other thing that's coming in for it, the way in which you see the world will shift. There's an element of you that was trying to fit into the world a little bit. And again, there was a reason why you were doing that. If you fit into the world, people would leave you alone. You didn't necessarily need to fit into the world, nor did you really experience fitting into the world. You didn't really feel a part of it. But you're here to build a new world. So the way in which you work your magic, the way in which you're mysterious, the way in which you see things and do things might be a little bit different and even odd to some people. But you're not here to fit in, and you're not here to make it okay. You're not here to dumb yourself down so people don't feel uncomfortable in and around you. So this is a major transformation for you. This is absolutely wonderful. So your guides are here to let you know that they see this transformation happening, and they observe it, they love it, they're right there with you. I'm feeling one more here. Feeling one more. You know what? No. I'm feeling this one for you. I'm feeling this magical Merlin energy coming in for you. You've got the Magician already. Let's go with this Oracle deck for you. It's really exciting, and your inner child's having a really fun time too. Perception, absolutely. Shifting that perception, the mystery coming in. Partnership too, and the dog, loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love. Somebody's coming in for you. New opportunities coming in for you. For some of you, it's love. If you're already partnered up, then it's another... it's something that's making itself available to you. A new path is coming up, but you're not necessarily supposed to know what that is just yet, and that's fine. That's fine. It's the mystery of it. It's fun. The universe is sorting that out for you. What they want you to know is that it's gonna be absolutely brilliant. They want you to enjoy the path, and the way you can do it, bring your perception back to yourself. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And again, and it was never trying to prove yourself. You just wanted to dumb yourself down so you could be left alone. But you're here to shine, and you're here to be out there highlighting who you are and being who you are, and that's just the way it is. It's okay. We want to remind you that it's totally okay to let your freak flag fly. And in fact, we love that you are doing this. So come back to self. Know that whatever's coming in for you is absolutely wonderful. And this is something that's been owed to you too. This is energy that's coming in, these opportunities, this person, this partnership. These are energies that are going to put you and pull you forward in the way that you want. These are going to support you and lift you up and support you for exactly who you are and exactly where you are. So these are wonderful things coming in for you. Let's go ahead and finish off with a Star Seeds card for you. Pile 2 as we're throwing around these. Absolutely wonderful. What have we got? Release. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity. What did we just say to you? Release anything or anyone, and however you do it, whether it's dramatic in your head and then tapered with temperance a little later on, or whether it's however you do it is up to you. It really is. But the least amount of energy is all that's needed, because all you need to do is come back into yourself and the rest of it will take care of it. So put your energy first. Again, release everything that's not going to support you moving forward. No matter what you do, whatever you choose, you're a sovereign being. There are no right or wrong here. It's just a matter of following your own heart, and it doesn't need to look great on paper for anyone else. You're not here to live anyone else's life. You're here to live your life, and you're here to live your best life, and that's what you're en route to doing. So that's what we have for you, Paul 2. We are sending you so much love and support for exactly who you are and where you are in the world right now. You stay safe and sane. Keep rocking who you are, and we'll check back in with you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, you gorgeous Pile 3s. If you chose Archangel Gabriel, we have the number at the top is 39. Call in the pure white light. That is your beginning message. And of course, we are checking in to see what messages are meant to find you right now. What do you need to know right now? We will start off with the Oracle cards, move into some more Oracle, and of course, we're going to bring in some Tarot. So let's see what your messages are today. The Wasp. Anger, retaliation, and jealousy. Number 22, third eye chakra. I see the wisdom of my higher self and apply this wisdom in life. So call in the pure light. You're being asked to move up a step. You're being asked to leave lower density energy one way or another. Now, there's a part of you, for some of you, this may not identify with every single one of you because these are general readings, but a lot of you do feel as though the way in which you need to discern your life is that you take on every single piece of information, and from there you'll be able to choose. Now, this may have worked for you before, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm all about being completely and totally informed. Here's the way it's working for you, though, Pile 3. It's just for you, you have such an innate sense of visibility and beauty, and your third eye chakra, your beautiful sense of self and your intuition is so spot on that you could bypass all of that and get to the truth pretty much immediately. So you're being asked to step into a new way of sort of gathering information, a new way of living your life. And again, we're not suggesting in any way, shape, or form, Pile 3, that you're not informed in any way, shape, or form. Of course you are. But we'll also say that all of the information that you absolutely need in this world, your angels and your guides will provide it to you. And sometimes it comes out of nowhere, right? It comes out in really strange ways. You'll have a chat with somebody and all of a sudden they're an expert in this, that, and the other. And they've given you a piece of information that you really needed for this, that, and the other. You'll come across it. Your energy will bring it in. You'll never be without the information that you need. However, you're being asked to assess your life and what kind of energy you bring in. Now, there's a little bit of this coming in with Pile 1, but very different energy here. For you, the way in which you immerse yourself with the energy can pull you down. It absolutely does, because you have that beautiful, empathic, sensitive soul. You put yourself into these situations and these experiences, and you've done this throughout your life, and some of them have been quite hairy experiences, and you've got out of them because you've got some intense and really on it spiritual guides one way or another, but you don't need to do that anymore. There's a part of you that feels as though you need to immerse yourself in absolutely everything, and there's a part of you that has a daredevil aspect to you, so you kind of dare yourself to go a little bit further. What can we do, knowing at the end of the day you're very in touch with the understanding that you are an internal being, and you're eternal, and therefore you cannot be killed. There's a part of you that takes some of those chances one way or another. And, there's a careful part of you too. And some of that may have come in from life circumstances. Some of you could be parents or other things where you've just slowed down a little bit. But there's a part of you that does put yourself into these experiences because one way or another, you absolutely know you're going to be able to get out of them. And this we have no qualms about. This we absolutely know. You're being asked at this time, what do you need to know? Do you really need to do this the way in which you've been doing this? Pile 1 and Pile 2 is coming into, it was about for them coming into their own sense of being, but it was in a very, very specific way. For you, you're being called to action. How do you perceive information? How do you perceive energy? Do you need to immerse yourself in absolutely everything, including fear, including absolutely all aspects of life for you to be able to move through it? Or can you start picking and choosing what you want and the experiences that you want? So for some of you who are feeling this, you can call in the white light and you can call in the pure light. You can live like this. You can do this too. Again, I think it came up maybe in Pile 2. The word for you is discerning. You don't need to pull yourself into absolutely everything that's going on just to see how it pans out or just to get a little extra information. In the past, you used to double up on information because there was never enough information for you to be able to make a decision. Some of you had to take a while in order to be able to trust yourself. But here's the thing for you that's really interesting, Pile 3. When you didn't think about anything and you just made a decision, it all worked out really well. So the less you thought, the better your decisions were made for you. And sometimes when you didn't do something, the decision was made for you, and that worked out too. So you're being asked to come back to that again, but that was something that, you purposely did. You didn't want to deal with it and the decision was made, or you're like, F it, I'm just going to make this decision. So this is a way that you can be discerning. Instead of taking in absolutely everything, you can come back right into you. For you, it's the third eye chakra. For the second pilot was coming into the heart center. But for you, your heart center, your throat chakra, and your third eye chakra are very much connected right now. You might even be feeling that tingling sensation going up, between the heart and the throat and the third eye. Speaking your truth, being in that light, not having to take in absolutely everything. Now, we're not saying or suggesting to remain ignorant in any way. That's not it. Being well versed in what you speak of, but there's many different ways of articulating experience. The experience that you have counts for something. And experts can be wrong too, right? There's many different ways of seeing this. So relying on your inner judgment, relying on how you come to a decision, which again is discerning information. You don't need to bring in absolutely everything from the world in order to encase yourself completely in it, to be able to sort of figure out from there where you go, because that sort of dumbs you down. And what it does, it clouds up your energy. And what we need you for is to be really, really clear of all that energy, so you can be ready to act, because there's some really exciting stuff coming in for you, and your beautiful agents of beauty, aka your guides, want you to be ready for this. So let's see what we have coming in for you. Coming in for you, Pile 3. Archangel Gabriel too is coming in with new bright ideas. These are filibuster ideas. These are brand new. These are paving the way for other things. Some people are be like, what? You've got some ideas coming in, Pile 3. So you've got to be clear in order to be able to activate them. So they're letting you know that right now. What have we got? Angel of Balance. That came out for Pile 2. Also, the way in which you balance, again, will look different. Happy family. Beautiful. And action. So there's a call of action. That's what we said. There's something coming in for you. There's a call of action coming in. Now, some of you already have this set up and you know what the action is. Some of you have an idea of what direction it's moving in, but you don't know the specifics yet. And that's fine, because it's going to happen the way it's going to happen. But you're being called to do this. So to deliberate that space again, have that discernment and clear the path for you to be able to move forward in the way that you want to. Again, third eye chakra coming in, giving you this information. There's a lot of channeling coming in for a lot of you. There's a lot of new information coming in about the world. I don't know, for some of you it could be Palladian stuff, your channelers. A lot of the channeling over the last year and a half has gotten a little cloudy. Some of it's just been straight up a little bit odd, and it's been filtered through different systems of whatever we need to go through. Nothing wrong or right with that. But you're a clear channel. This channel's coming in for you, and it's going to be really really interesting information. And we could really do with this information. So stay clear and just be you. Don't get dumbed down in any of this lower energy. Even if you feel as though, I'll go into it, I'll check it out, I'll see what's going on. Yeah, we all think that, but it's sticky energy. It keeps you in there, the little quicksand. It's not worth it. It's okay to say, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm just not going to be part of this. I don't need to listen to this anymore. And that's okay. We promise you. We absolutely promise you. This is one thing we can guarantee for you, Pal 3. You're not missing out on any information that you don't already know. We promise you that. So happy family is coming in too. Now this is going to mean something a little bit different for each and every one of you. For some of you, it's moving into this idea of having a family, taking that commitment one step further. For some of you, it is actually fertility or pregnancy, or deciding that you want a child in that practical way. For some of you, you've done that part of it. Your kids are good. And for you, it's about taking that energy back and putting out something for you. Some of you are like retired or moving into a new sort of way of doing things where you are the center of action, and you call the shots now, which is absolutely wonderful. Some of you are birthing a new idea, but it's something that you're doing for yourself, and it's very exciting. So again, these general readings, we can't be more specific than that. But if you're resonating with this, it's going to hit you the way that it's going to hit you, and you know which one you are. So let's get you some more information. Let's go right into the tarot and see what we have. So sometimes I look at the bottom. It's the Three of Swords. Didn't really feel that for you. But we might look at the bottom here as we go down. This third eye is really intense though, and especially being connected to your truth, which is really beautiful truth coming in. So we've got one, that one, not feeling that one. Two, and we're gonna do three, and I want to look at the bottom of this. The Devil, yeah, absolutely. As what we were saying before, look at Blanche. No one's ever looked better than the Devil than Blanche Devereaux there. So the Devil, again, you're being urged to bring your energy back to you, and remember, you're not missing out on any energy. It's about where you're putting your energy right now. Pull it back. Make sure it's being filtered through the light right now, because you're being geared up for something else. So it's very enticing for you to get pulled into something, because we're just going to give you a little straight talk here. Pal 3, there is a part of you that likes a little bit of drama sometimes. You do. You probably write drama, or you've been in and around drama, and even though you've taken yourself out of that, where your life doesn't necessarily have to be dramatic anymore, you're not attracted to it anymore, every now and again you like to immerse yourself in it just to see how the other half lives. Nothing wrong with that, because it's effective, right? It's fun, it's this, that, and the other. But for you right now, the drama actually leads into something else with that enticing energy again that pulls you down like quicksand. So I want you really clear and free to really channel in this pure white light, because this dramatic energy of all sorts of everybody saying this, that, and the other. It's opinion this, proof that, I'm right, this, that, and the other. And that's their reality, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to it, but it doesn't get you closer to the truth necessarily. The truth is within you, and you've got that holy trinity going on with the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and the third eye chakra. Don't let anything else get in the way of this right now. So you've got the Ten of Cups coming in with the happy family, which is absolutely wonderful. You've got the Queen of Pentacles coming into your own truth and making something happen. You've got the King of Cups. King of Cups, I believe, came in for Pile 1. So some of you are getting geared up for If you're already in a relationship, then this part of the reading may not be for you. But some of you are gearing up to meeting somebody that's coming in. I did do a reading very recently. It's only a couple readings ago. It was a love reading, and I was very surprised because, predictive readings, they're one thing, but really at the end of the day, your energy can change at any time. So even when I do, love readings, I like to concentrate what you can do, practical supportive measures to bring in love. That's what we do here at Unicorn Light Tarot. So you can use, all of that information to heal and bring in love, and you've got everything you want. But every single one of them, pile 1, 2, and 3, all love readings. So I was surprised. So something's going on with significant others and soulmates coming in. So if you are unattached, all this energy is clearing out to bring somebody else in, and that will resonate with you. This also could be a brand new relationship that you've just come into, you're in and around, you're trying to figure out, if this person is who they are, and, this is validation that this is going to be an important person for you. But of course, always step into your own knowing. You absolutely know this without a shadow of a doubt. This person that's coming in, that's for you, is going to feel, everything about them is going to feel completely different. So somebody who suits you, somebody who's on your level, somebody you can grow with, somebody you can share a life with. So keeping your channels clear while this is happening will bring you closer to this person sooner rather than later. And also, there's a lot of happy times coming in for you. It feels as though you've done a lot of seeding. Is that even the word? But I think the context is a little bit wrong. You've been planting those seeds for a really, really long time. And there's a part of you that's, you've not been expecting them to sprout. You've been hoping, and you're big dreamers, big visualizers. So, these dreams are getting ready to sprout. So want you in your own energy, want you in that discerning energy, but also want you in that beautiful light energy, being exactly who you are, speaking your own truth. It doesn't need to be muddled by anything that's claiming to be this, that, and the other. It really doesn't matter. We want to remind you that there's so many different versions of reality right now, and none of them are wrong. We need every single version of that reality to complete the sort of macro version of what's going on. And it all clicks together like a jigsaw puzzle. So when somebody says that, I'm right and you're wrong, that can't be true. It cannot be true, because we need absolutely all of it for all of it to make sense. So again, reminding you, like pile 2, you're a sovereign being. You cannot make a wrong decision for you, but your decisions, how you live your life, might be different to somebody else's, and that's fine. That's the way it is. So coming back to you, and coming back to this joy and this beauty and this real groundedness into your own magic and power. So don't get caught up in that drama, even though it's enticing. And there is a part of you that's like, oh, you know what, it's not going to affect me that much. And it's true. Back in the day, it would have affected you a lot more. It would have taken you days to get through it. Now it's only a couple of hours, it's that and the other. You're right there. You're absolutely right. But why take it on at all? But again, look at this lovely lady. It's enticing. It's absolutely enticing, but it doesn't get you anywhere. So cut it off. Cut off that lower energy of whatever is going on out there, and just let it be. Just let it be. Let's get you. Let's see what we've got. Let's bring you into feeling this one for you here. Let's get you one more of these, and then we'll get you a Starseeds card. Oh, this came right out. Okay, these two came right out. Sun Goddess and Nature Spirits. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. Yeah, a lot of power, a lot of passion, a lot of power coming out for you. How you diffuse that energy, or how you hone in on that energy and really direct it, is going to be up to you. So it's all about directing that energy that's undiluted without getting into that drama. And nature spirits, I respect all of nature's elemental beings and help preserve life on earth. And that's what it comes down to. You, who you are and what you stand for, respecting everybody's beauty and their right to be the way that they are, but also protecting Mother Earth and coming back to who you are and what you want to do. So whatever is moving forward for you, whether this person's coming in or whether you're solidifying that relationship, or whether these opportunities are coming in that you've been seeding. I just love that word. You've been seeding this entire time, and it's all been coming in, and these opportunities are coming back to you. It's all about coming back and clicking back into your beautiful path, and you are here to shine and be a pure channel through creativity, through various different means, and some of you fuse different ways of doing that. So coming back into your own voice, standing in your own clarity and vision, pile 3, right? Clarity and vision. So you're definitely being prepared for something. So enjoy this beautiful time and space. There's a lot of joy coming to you, a lot of wonderful things coming into your space. But we want to remind you that you've worked really hard energy-wise to be able to be in alignment with them. So none of this is arbitrary. This is all you. Blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Again, coming back to that pure flame of blue, that's you. The violet light, the blue flame. Takes out everything that no longer works for you. Put you in the area of discernment. Again, don't go down the rabbit hole. Stay with you. Stay with yourself. Stay with your path. Stay with that joy. Stay with that confidence and that beauty and that passion and that sun energy. Even though some of you may be moon beauties, right? The sun energy is going to be great for you right now. It's going to infuse you with this light and this energy, and it's gonna set you up for whatever's coming in for you. And again, for general readings, it'll be a myriad of different things. But for most of you, you've already been on the path, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise when these beautiful opportunities starts coming in for you. So Pile 3, blue flame, that's what we have for you. We're sending you so much support for exactly who you are and where you are in the world right now. You stay safe and sane. Go rock your magic, and until we meet again, bye-bye.